around.
Yeah.
Give me the English pound. Lord, the blessing I flow like don't give a fall. We can't go the all the way it all. Nah, broke again. Me tell me can't broke again. As long as Jesus has been me provide, I me nah broke again. And all the family. Me nah broke again. Me tell me can't broke again. As long as Jesus has been me provide, I me nah broke again. You think a little sufferation, you think a little botheration, poverty put me through. You think a little sufferation, you think a little frustration, you think a little sufferation, poverty put me through. You think a little botheration. In fact, record, me tell them. Me say we nah broke again. Me say we can't broke again. As long as Jesus has been we provide, and we nah broke again. Me say we nah broke again. Me say we can't broke again. As long as Jesus has been we provide, and we nah broke again. We have the money, we have the money. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. We have the money, we have the money. We have the money and praise the Lord. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Show your blessing, show your blessing, show your blessing, show your blessing. Nah broke, can't broke, nah broke, can't broke, nah broke, can't broke. Jesus is provider. So you nah broke again. Me say you can't broke again. As long as Jesus has you.
This is KLAS FM, the station where you get God and sports. We broadcast on the 89 frequencies on your FM band and online at OmegaKLAS.com. Please continue to be blessed and enlightened. Gospel and sports sensible.
Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning to the world. How are you this morning? This is Spot On with Vernon Darby coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. That beautiful country in the middle of the Caribbean Sea where we say we little but we talawa. This is your go-to radio program where the pulse of the people meets the rhythm of the world. This is the People's University, the People's Parliament, and the People's Program. This is the station for your spiritual, social, and intellectual development. Every week we dive into a dynamic mix of local and international information, in-depth interviews, vibrant music, and engaging stories that matter to you. Spot On is here to keep you informed, entertained, and inspired from the latest in medicine, real estate, consumer matters, community, and the pressing matters of the day. We've got it all here for you. It's a people show where I listen to your concerns and I will leave no stone unturned until your issues are addressed. It's a place to find the experts to help you. It's a place for exciting discussions. It's a place to make sure that your voice is heard. This is the place to be spot on. And of course, the numbers to call, you have the local number, which is 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. And the text line is 876-828-0925. The international number is 954-900-4310. That is 954-900-4310. And of course, our toll-free number is 849-40253. And remember that we are on, yes, YouTube. So you check out YouTube. We're broadcasting live from there. Just search for Omega Radio and you'll find us. And you can always download the app, the Omega app, and listen to the show online. All right, so make sure you check it out. All right, so we are all over the internet. And of course, this hour is sponsored by Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standards, and Fosterich Group of Companies, located at 77 to 79 Malines Road, right here in Kingston, Jamaica. And of course, we start off with my opening comments, and we'll play some of your messages. Then we'll have a technology man in the house, yes, Andre Monti, and he'll be talking to you about the technology and giving you some solid advice. And of course, if you want to talk to him, you can call us at 876-968-8117. Listen, there are quite a number of challenges nowadays in the IT field, so make sure that you get yourself informed. Stay with this program, the only program of its kind in Jamaica that can really help you. And after that, yes, we will have Wendell Wilkins, the people's lawyer. Wendell Wilkins might be a bit late today, but we saw that one go. So you definitely keep in touch, and you want to speak to the lawyer? Yes, man, you have a legal challenge, you call, and the lawyer will be willing to assist you. Or if you want to make your comments about the law in Jamaica or the Constitution, we definitely love to hear from you. Whether you're living in Jamaica or you're overseas, let us hear from you. All right, let's get things rolling on this beautiful Wednesday morning with some great music. Compliments of Pastor Boy, yes. And Mr. Hart is here with me, all three of us. Let's remember our friends once again in St. Catherine, Manchester, West London. Oh yeah, be strong. And by the way, you remember that Reverend, yes, and his family? And the storm was going on. Yeah, as they say, blowing up a storm. He just prayed. His children hid under the bed. And they kept on singing. Well, he'll be my guest come next week, Monday. I'm sure you want to hear that story. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it must get better. Yeah, when you're ground level, it can only go up. So let's go up, 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 up.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Oh, what a beautiful day.
Let us unite. So let's make it right. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. If you got life, then give God praise. You may not have much, but you're living day by day.
Oh yeah, living day by day. Give thanks. Come on. All right, as we now go to let's do some of our messages from our listeners. Let's listen to the first one about a gentleman who's trying to get his refund from the tax department, and we're trying to help him to deal with that one. So, and we listen to that one.
Mr. Darby, I really appreciate the work that you are doing for the less fortunate in our society. Mr. Darby, on June 4, 2024, I paid a fee of $5,400 online to Tax Administration Jamaica for a certificate of fitness for my motor vehicle. 4 days later, June 8, 2024, I went to the examination depot to get my certificate of fitness. But when I handed this examiner my receipt for 5,400, I was told by him that I had paid the fee for the wrong category of motor vehicles, and hence he could not examine my motor vehicle unless I paid the correct fee of 4,500 for my category of motor vehicles. On that said day, that's June 8, 2024, I paid the correct fee online of 4,500, and I had my motor vehicle examined and I received my certificate of fitness. 5 days later, that is June 13, 2024, I wrote a letter and sent it via email to Tax Administration Jamaica requesting my refund of 5,400 that was inadvertently paid to them on June 4, 2024. I attached all relevant supporting documents, TAJ receipts for the 5,400 and the one for 4,500, along with the details of my credit card that was used to pay the two fees. Mr. Darby, can you believe that up to July 22, 2024, which is today, I have not received my refund from Tax Administration Jamaica? Sir Darby, is there anything you can do to help, please?
Well, I'm waiting to get more information from that listener, and that will be sent to the tax office. But I have a suggestion, and I will be passing it on to the tax department. And that is where you have to pay for your land or you pay for a car. The fee varies depending on the type of vehicle. Then, as far as I know, that vehicle would be registered in the tax office. And if that vehicle is registered, then the amount that you should pay should be attached to that vehicle. If it is attached, then the consumer shouldn't have to guess how much to pay online. Because if we are going to go online, then we have to make sure that the system is so clear or so user-friendly that the person who's going to use the system don't even have to think. We have AI now, but guess what? We have AI about even ourselves. We have to think. So that it seems to be based on what this listener is saying, that we need to upgrade our system, or programmers need to take a look at it. Because it seems, as I said before, you have trucks, you have cars, you have bikes. And the taxes that you pay, or the fees that you pay every year, should be a fixed amount. I know, like, for example, you're going to license a car, you can license it for, I think, 6 months or a year. And even so, the system should give you that option. And when it comes to the fee for your fitness, so you can do the fitness, that is set. It should be in the system, so when you enter the system and you say fitness, it doesn't allow you to pay less or to pay more. And if we do that, then the problem that this consumer is having would not have that. And then you wouldn't have the problem of refunding that person. We know that refunding money can take quite a bit. And there's a cost in processing. So I've been encouraging my friends at the tax department to take another look at the system and what it offers. All right, you're listening to Spot On with Brad and Darby coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. We're going to go for the break right now, so come back. Don't move.
Get on the path to financial freedom. Be your own boss with City and Guilds and Distinction College certification at Distinction College. Start full-time, part-time, and weekend classes in plumbing, air conditioning, and refrigeration, motor vehicle repairs, and electrical installation. No subjects required, no age limit, no entrance test. Register this week and get free courses at huge discounts. Licensed employment agencies will assist students with job opportunities overseas. Visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios, or call 876-356-4167. Distinction College, the School of Champions.
Greetings to you listeners. This is Reverend Ryan A. Gordon, Senior Pastor of the Broken Vessels Healing and Deliverance Ministries, located at 120 Main Street, Pineapple, Ocheria, St. Anne, Jamaica, West Indies. Join me every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show with Brother Frisco. Join me for a word in time. You cannot afford to miss this powerful word every Sunday morning on this station.
It's alright.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And I know that the People's Lawyer is having a challenge. You know, we get some very important persons in terms of the program, and they're very busy. And we want to thank them for taking the time out, especially when to take the time out every week. And he's been doing this for years to share information with the public. He has I think, a challenge there, so we saw that. But before we move to that, let's just go right now into technology talk with Andre Monti. Good morning, Mr. Monti. How are you doing, the people's IT man?
Morning, Vernon. You hear me now?
Oh, yes, as I hear a slight echo in the background. And I'm hearing myself, so I don't know if you have me on speakerphone or it's a headset or what.
Yeah, well, I'm here. What we're talking about today.
Yes.
Today we're going to talk about protecting your IT infrastructure.
Oh, by the way, there's a terrible echo. I wonder if there's anything you can do about it at all. There's a feedback to it. If you have me on speaker phone or what, there's a challenge. You apparently have something picking up the sound. So you have a radio on?
No, I don't.
Continue. It's going to be rough this morning. Continue.
You better know.
Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, man. Continue.
Okay. Well, we're in the hurricane season, and of course, you see the whole heap of thunder and lightning going on.
Oh, yes.
Right. So what's going on? JPS and other power companies, well, subliminal. You have your fluctuations in current. So you want to be able to, as a small business, be able to can protect your equipment from what we call surges, brownouts, or the outages with the lights going on and off. And basically, it can kill your IT infrastructure. So you want to be able to take proactive steps to be able to can protect your equipment.
Right.
The things that you should have in your arsenal is what we call an uninterruptible power supply. And now what that does, it provides backup power and keeps the systems running during short power outages, depending on what size UPS you have, because you have different ratings. You might have a 5 kilowatt, you might have a 10 kilowatt. Depending on how much things that you're running, you might have a different type of UPS to protect you. So it may be between standby and it may turn on. It depends on your budget. So this protects against data loss in case your power supply goes off in a short period of time. Also protects your data, because a lot of times when the power goes, you're in the middle of something, and when you may be doing a copy or something, or your machine may be doing a backup, and that file may get corrupted because the power supply went away in the middle of it. So that's one of the things that you definitely should have. Now, also in regards to surges, and this is when you have voltage spikes. That means, normally we have our power supply either 110 or 240 usually. So what a voltage, a power surge is when the voltage goes above that. And that depends, the lightning may strike the ground and basically feed into the power lines, and that comes into your equipment through the lines or wherever it does strike. So to protect your equipment from that, you want surge protectors, and you want to have what is called, look for things that says the joule rating, and this basically tells you um, how much volts or how much it will protect you from, because you want to make sure that it is low, and it also very high response rate, be it to control your equipment. You have also what you call voltage regulators. Now, sometimes you obtain that it basically keeps a constant voltage for your equipment, and this protects you from what we call voltage under voltages and what we call brownouts, and also over voltages, as in the voltage spikes that we were talking about.
Yes.
And basically, it maintains the stability of your power supply, and basically it makes sure that there's no wear and tear, because the if you have bad power, so it may blow a capacitor, it may blow an integrated circuit, and basically mess up your equipment. You will have to go out and send out for repairs. A nice investment also for this type of weather is backup generators, and this is for when you think you might have power outages for extended periods, as some people in the island is having now, right? Because I mean, it took a while. It's still taking. We're still rebuilding the power supplies. Some of the JPS lines are still down. So, if you're going to have power out for extended periods of time, it may be good to invest in what you call a backup generator, which will give you power automatically when the power goes off from the power lines.
And I want to
You-
say that if you're going to get it installed, don't do it on your own. Get a licensed electrician.
Right,
That
right,
can
right. Because
create-
we all hear about that cord of the cord of the
Yes.
that back feed. Also, other equipment. Some people invest in solar and make sure it's protected, installed properly. Also, that is also another backup for long term in case power does go away.
Right.
Also, make sure that when your electrical systems are installed, that everything is grounded properly. Make sure you insist that everything is safely installed. You have proper grounding equipment, proper surge protection equipment installed within your breaker or anything. So that just in case of anything, it goes to ground properly and not dispersed into your equipment. Make sure you also regularly maintain and test your equipment, because you don't want to know that when power gone, your generator can't turn on because it don't have the gas, or the battery is dead and it can't start. Those things. Also, you should also know that like your surge protectors, it needs to be replaced periodically, because over time the effectiveness of it can diminish, right? So make sure you check all of these things and make sure that it's inspected and the whole place is in good working order, because electrical equipment and electrical wires, it may be in the sun, or you might have animals that might go around and dig through things. You want to make sure that all of the electrical equipment is in good working order during these stormy periods. Also, make sure that you have, as I said, we're making sure that we have redundant systems. Make sure that you have your working system. Make sure you have a failover system that you can fail over to in case one system gets damaged. Make sure that you have dual power supplies, as we just a while ago spoke about, that we have dual replacement power in case your JPS power does go away. Make sure that you implement redundancy, as in your storage. It can be redundancy at another local location, or you can have redundancy in the cloud, as in backing up your files online. Make sure you have backup plans. Make sure you regularly test your backups. If it's every week, if it's every day that you do it, make sure that if you test it, that simulate a disaster. Say you lost your memory, and make sure that you're able to recover with the last backup that you did have. And make sure that you use energy efficient equipment, because when you're going on backup power, when you're pulling a lot of power, it's going to be costing you a lot of money to be running this generator for longer periods of time. And also, if you have solar, you might want to be running on saving enough power so that it can run for longer times. So make
Andre,
sure you power management systems. Yes, yes.
you mentioned about power cuts and files being damaged. Let me tell my listeners and reiterate that is a thing that can happen so easily, especially with desktop computers. The laptop is bad or not so bad because
Actually, the same thing, because most of them use the same equipment, hard drives. You have your plugs that plug in. Your adapter might get,
right.
but then as you say, you might get bad power, and it blows everything.
Yeah, but if you just cut temporarily the power, then with a
Right.
desktop, unless you have a
Right, at least
power
your
standby
laptop
power
will
supply
have a battery to support you.
to support you, and you know you're saving a file on a desktop, and you don't have a continuous power supply. Then
Right.
if it goes, the power goes while you're saving that file. That could be the end of that file.
Right. And what we refer to mostly as corruption. Your file is corrupted,
right.
or your hard drive is corrupted. Your OS is corrupted because it didn't get to save properly. It didn't get to put the files at the correct place because it didn't have any power to do so. So these are the things that you need to think about. You should try to invest in to make sure that your data, because data nowadays is what we need to do business.
Money, it's money.
Right, your data is money, definitely.
And by the
Once
way,
you use data-
I'm a born countryman. I mean, there are some practices that I still have. Besides, I'm not change. So in that country, I have lightning flash and thunder roll.
you run under the tree, right?
No, you're mad. No, bad, but not that much. Under the tree, and there's the trouble there. But what we normally do in country, and it just seems stupid in those days, but it makes sense. They turn out the main switch when you have a serious thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm, right?
Right, because although you have that power guard, if your lightning really gives the wires a serious hit,
Lightning is a major thing.
power guard can help you at all. So if you have a serious storm and so on, turn off the main switch.
Turn off your main switch. Remain indoors. Try to just take care electronic with your equipment. I try not to use my equipment during the storm.
Exactly.
Those heavy storms.
Time slip by.
After the storm, you try to okay, let's come back up.
That's the final point, and let our listeners know how they can contact.
Well, if you want to give me any ideas that we can talk about, you can always email me at intersol@techprojects.com, or you can telephone me at 876-849-6167. And thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Andre. You have a wonderful day. And I keep saying at the end of this program, those who have ears to hear, let them hear. You can save your trouble and money by just taking good advice. All the best, Andre Monti. You're listening to Spot On, the People's Program. Spot On with Fern and Darby. Soon come back. Don't move.
The Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission JADCO needs your help to eliminate doping and keep sport clean. If you have concerns about any doping activity, you can share the information with JADCO anonymously. The information you share will be treated with the highest level of confidentiality. Make the right call if you see something, say something. Protect clean sport. Protect our legacy. To report doping activity, call 888-429-5232 or visit the JADCO website at jadco.gov.jm. A message from the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission.
So refreshing. What's so refreshing, Sonia? The water is refreshing. Try it now. Where you get that from? Not clean manufacturing water. So refreshing. Me like it. Clean water. Located at 20 Syndham Commercial, Old Harbour, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Telephone number 876-335-0448 or 876-648-7192. Or email cleanconcept@gmail.com.
Everything for your home and more.
It's that time again. It's Ascent Supercenter's 2-day sale. Come to Ascent Supercenter Crossroads and Linstead this Friday and Saturday. Get everything you need for your home and more. So don't miss out on this 2-day sale this Friday and Saturday. Crossroads and Linstead.
Ascent Supercenter, we're gonna make you smile. Ascent Supercenter, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
And now we have Mr. Rohan McNally, manager of the Three Angels Pharmacy. Now, Mr. Mack, we've been hearing a lot of good things about Three Angels Pharmacy. What is it that makes the Three Angels Pharmacy so unique?
Well, you know, at Three Angels Pharmacy, we offer fast, friendly, and efficient customer service. We give back to our community. We offer counseling, blood pressure checks, cholesterol checks. We do photocopying, printing, faxes, and if we don't have it, we'll get it for you.
Thank you, Mr. Rohan McNally, manager of the Three Angels Pharmacy. For further information, call us at 625-5584 or 295-7469. Three Angels Pharmacy, located at shop number 7 Caledonia Plaza, 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Thank you very much for staying with me, and thanks to those who continue to share information with me and to let you know that the lines are open. We're supposed to be having the law and you at this time. But Wendell is caught up in court and he might not be able to join us on time. Hope that he gets out early so he can join us probably later on. But the lines are open and I'd love to hear from you. The numbers to call are 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. The international number is 954-900-4310. That's 954-900-4310. And the toll-free number for friends overseas, yes, is 877-494-0253. So the overseas toll-free number is 877-494-0253. And I'd love especially to hear from my overseas friends. Some interesting things going on, especially with elections there. And there's a new kid on the block. Not really new. What will happen next? So that I'd love to hear what's happening from my friends in the United States with Kamala Harris. Yeah. So now we're gonna go right now into the law and good morning, my good friend, the people's lawyer, Wendell Wilkins. How are you, my brother?
Good morning, Mr. Darby, to you and your listeners. I'm okay, giving thanks.
Well, I can see you bend everything just to join us this morning.
Well, glad to be with you to go through legal matters and educate the public.
Yes. And since you're on, I'll make a special appeal for the work that you do and the work that I do. Support is needed. Support is needed, and we appeal to persons out there because Wendell, you have helped, and I've helped literally thousands of people out there by the advice given, and sometimes directly by directing them what to do. And many persons can't afford to even pay to get things done. Many persons don't have the contacts and the resources to get things done. And therefore, a very valuable program like this, we definitely want to get support. And of course, once again, the lines are open. We need to hear from you. 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. The toll-free number is 877-494-0253. And this is for listeners overseas. And I'm sure there are plenty of things that our listeners need to know. Because I'm amazed, Wendell, of the trouble that people get themselves into. And I said to myself, if people avail themselves of this program, there's so much I can learn. When I hear about people losing money, giving their money to car dealers, when I hear about people giving their money, trying to get jobs overseas and to get visa, they lose $900,000, $1 million. I said, what happened? They definitely won't pay Wendell that. They definitely not going to give me that. But when you do things without getting solid advice or without listening to a program that can prepare you and help you to make decisions, then you're going to get licked.
Yes. You know, it's a learning process, learning curve. some people take a little while before they learn. But you see, um, if we start in the tiny tot school, I call them,
Yes, yes.
with certain approaches to life, and they come through the primary level and up in the secondary level. There are certain things that you avoid, you don't do, and so forth. It is helpful, you know. But the public education aspect is not as strong as it should. We have a affairs commission that does some amount of work, but not enough
Yeah.
to warn people. I have seen them warning people about how they must check suppliers' antecedents to make sure that, you know, they are legit, as they say, and above board, and have some kind of track record, and get your receipts and all of that. And don't be snowed over by representation, because sometimes they amount to misrepresentation.
Yes, I do.
Yes. So this morning,
And by the way,
we
that's a
want to
nice
have
word for saying them lie.
yes. This morning we want to have a look at that case in a judgment that was delivered regarding um, constitutional rights,
Yes.
as to how you express yourself and whether you can have a certain hairstyle and enter the school compound without being prohibited because you, for example, wear locks. There was a young child who was barred from a certain school because she had her hair in locks. And the matter went to court, and a judgment was delivered recently by the Court of Appeal saying that the wearing of locks is an expression that is allowed by the Constitution, the expression of what they call in the Constitution freedom of expression.
Yeah.
So it is connected to your identity, and therefore you are to be allowed the freedom of expression. And if your hairstyle is part and parcel of that constitutional right, which is fundamental right, it's not limited just to political opinions or free speech and all of that, but how you wear your hair. And therefore, the school was not in the right side of the law by barring the student.
Let me ask you, it's been very interesting, you know, because this might open up a Pandora box in terms of youngsters might be saying, well, I'm expressing myself. Take, for example, I might decide to go to school with my pants down at my bottom, no brief on. What do they do? They say, boy, I'm expressing myself. How I look sexually.
The Pandora box is in sight. Definitely in sight. But it's not a free for all. There's always limits, you know, to constitutional right. So although the Court of Appeal recently has opened up the matter that children can have the freedom of expression, expressing themselves, what they believe in, and all of that, it is not a free for all. So wherever you are at the workplace or at the educational institution, there are going to be restrictions. But those restrictions must be fair and reasonable, and not bizarre, or have no fairness or equality, or is discriminatory.
But you could have the situation where institutions and organizations now develop a certain amount of fear, because who wants to be taken to court and end up with a very costly exercise? So you could find that person says, listen, I'm busy with them, you know. They just do what they want to do.
No, it's not. It's not that you must surrender and have no standard because they are fear